लर्निंग्स कर रहे होंगे अपने अपने तरीके से। और मार्केट भी क्या है, अभी थोड़ा सा उतनी अच्छी नहीं है मार्केट अगर आप देखें तो जॉब्स की। बट मे बी नेक्स्ट मंथ ऑनवर्ड्स और अप्रैल में मार्केट अच्छी हो जाएगी, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल ज्वाइन, आई मीन दे पुट द पेपर्स एंड ट्राई फॉर अनदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन दिस पीरियड ओनली. So most probably the most of the kind of job opportunities will be coming up in the next month. Okay, so Accenture has laid off 19,000 approximate, that I found a little shocking. But moreover, I've seen similar kind of news from all over other companies. Salesforce, Atlassian, a lot of companies had Amazon. I don't know what is happening these days. I mean, it's an issue from the US bank is being fallen down something. But yeah, Joe Biden is keep on saying it's not impacting so much, so don't worry about that. But I think something is going like that. Because of that, some kind of project might be not coming to these companies, and it is being delayed. So they might have had so many resources, so they need to be. I don't know how long they can keep those resources and then keep on paying them, right? It's a little bit difficult for the organizations also. But yes, it's an unfortunate situation for the people who get hired in these companies and not being laid off. That's the very sad news, frustrating, demoralizing. But I will say, please keep on putting your best efforts to find a new job. And see, this is the ocean. If one company is not able to provide you job, you better find another job. Okay, so it's really nobody can stop you. Hey Adil, thanks for joining. Good morning. Okay, so today's topic is, I mean, what kind of challenges you found in your project. So I hope I have discussed these things in the previous, but little me give you a real time, experience what I face in my past companies, and that could be also somehow could be relevant to you people also, because the companies are like that. It could be service based or product based. If it is service based, the issues could be more or less similar. Okay, and the product based, it's a different kind of organization hierarchy, so your issues, project related issues, will be different. I will speak on these two topics, no problem. Okay, let me just first answer few queries actually. Snehashish Mohanty, he has given his kind of a question. So he is, I think, a banking background, and he is asking what if he has to explain what his day-to-day activities. Snehashish, I am 100% sure I have created one video on BA day-to-day activities. If you go through and try to correlate that thing with your daily deliverables, I hope you will definitely can correlate, and you can able to speak up. You can answer all those questions. Okay, so only request is, I am sure I have put enough details about the BA skills, BA challenges, BA what day-to-day responsibilities, what kind of documentations, UML diagrams, wireframes, whatever is quite a complete package. If you go through those videos, definitely nobody can stop you. At least from that point, where nobody can question you, you don't have a BA skills and all that. Okay, and rest of things, domain experience, client handling techniques, the confidence to not fear with any client who's coming. You have to collect a requirement across any continent or region, any country. That confidence, somehow it will come gradually when you involve in that kind of activities. You get chance in your job. I have seen a lot of people who might fear. It could be me also at the beginning of my stage, right? When I have started my career. So that time it was all local clients. So if I suddenly been asked to go and communicate or interact, collect the requirements from a European region client, I might also afraid because I've never interacted so far, right? That time. So that will come down your fear and everything when you slowly get involved in such kind of process, when you get chance to interact. Okay, so this is the keep on learning thing, guys. It's a never ending entire your life. The people handling, nobody can teach you the people handling. It comes with your own experience when you interact, and every client is different. Every client is different. Okay, so you have to ability to handle different clients with different perspective or different kind of agenda. You have to have that ability. That's what this is one of the major must a skill a BA should have, a product owner should have. Okay. Hey, I didn't see the name. Sorry. Hey, Dimple Jha. Hi. Good morning. Thanks for joining. You guys can keep on asking your questions. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to handle some other questions that I have been listed already. Good morning, Yogesh. Thanks for joining. Uh, Okay, so Sneha, I don't know you are live or not, but I've tried to answer your question. Okay, go through, find out day-to-day BE activities, try to correlate with your day-to-day activities, and see how you can answer, how you can fit your skills in your current process. If you are interacting with the real customers, it could be your consumers, right? Your bank consumers. It's a client for you, right? Every client is a different emotions, different background, and if you are able to make them to choose your product, it's fantastic, right? You are having a convincing power. You have a communication power. Correct? That's how you have to realize your power which you already have, but in different business, that you need to just pull over into the IT from business analysis. That's it. Okay, nothing is rocket science. Okay, great. I will move on to next one. That's little bit. I saw what is the sharing available information. Okay, retail banking. Okay, one more very good question came, but I thought that also have replied. But let me see. Okay, yeah, that question. Hansa Mana. Hasna Mana hai. Okay, that's not the real name. It's a channel name. Okay. Okay. What is asking? Do we need to prepare as is? Guys, it may be informative for you all also. Okay. Do we need to prepare as is and to be diagram or document for waterfall model only? See, as is and to be can be prepared in any kind of methodology, as long as you want to represent your thought in this kind of the kind of way. Okay, and I found this is most effective tool personally. If you evolve these things in your real practices, people will definitely appreciate your approach. Talking on something may good for some time, but if you don't present that same thing to your client, to your customer, to your project manager, to your team, it will be matchless, right? So whatever you observe from the client discussion, irrespective whichever methodology, if you are in the phase of requirement discussion and elicitation and skills, definitely the as is process will help to you to understand what is their current process, what are the gaps. See, any methodology is agile scrum or something, it will not start from day one. You have to create the backlog, guys. How you can create the backlog? Tell me. How you will create the backlog? It's not like client will give you one requirement today you will put in the backlog. No, it will be approximate 1 or 2 months of time prior to start executing any sprint model. That phase you must be acquiring the knowledge what the client is saying and keep on putting in your backlog as a user story. There, when you create epics, you can come up with this as is document and to be document. Other side, if you have a waterfall model or sequence, this kind of model, right, it could be more essential rather compared to the agile scrum, because there you have to create a BRD, FRD, these kind of documents, and you have to put these diagrams so that your client will understand, he will give the sign off. Okay, so your question, do we need to prepare as is and to be diagram or document for waterfall model only, is not true. You have to create for sure for waterfall model, but on demand of the client, you may require to create these documents, these diagram for agile scrum also, and you can put these information in your epic. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Okay, another question, I gone through FRD, and there and in their user story is written. Haha, okay, so do we need to write that in FRD as well in the Jira? Okay, I got your confusion. See, personally, I have been work in such organizations. Even though there is a pure agile scrum model, the whole organization working in that model, but based on your account means the client you're working for, your project. If the client is saying you have to come up with the FRD, you have to create that FRD along with that diagrams, user story, everything. I will call out it differently, not FRD as a document, but a Confluence. You might be knowing that Jira Confluence, right? It's a live document. It's a live document where you will keep on accumulating your next information, upcoming information, whichever client is keep on adding, you will keep on putting into that live document. Where client will also come and comment, oh, why you have added this one, it was not correct. So you can go and rectify that. You can reply to that comment. So it's a live document. Nowadays, any big organizations are not working on pure Word, Excel and all that. They use Jira Confluence, because you don't need to send through that document through email. You don't need to share. Everybody knows, yes, this is a link of Jira Confluence where my project related information will be maintained, and you just keep on adding. They can also write, they have a right access. So if they want to write a new business case, they can come and write. So Jira Confluence is very effective tool nowadays to be utilized as a project management documentations. So if any newcomer, new architecture, new business people are joining from client side also, nobody need to go and explain those things. It's a Jira Confluence. Go and just spend some time, 1 or 2 days, 3 days. He will get that whole idea. What is this project all about? Correct. So I have this is the Jira Confluence, and no, I must say, guys, irrespective of any methodology, you should have these skills. And if it's been asked to you to create this document, irrespective of whichever methodology, you should be creating. You cannot say, no, it's a different methodology, why should I create? No, you cannot say. As a this is the core BA competencies. You cannot say, no, I don't know. Okay? Okay, Dimple Jha, sir, I have given interview for Society's Journal, very nice company, and cleared first round, but okay, good, congratulations. But now they are asking for some Excel formula and BRD. Excel formula, okay, and BRD, but what they are asking for some Excel formula and BRD, but as I am having experience in retail banking, so never prepared such document. Uh, uh, I don't know what Excel formula they are looking for, but BRD, please go through my videos. You will, if you spend one day, you will get that confidence to create any kind of document. You're not spending your time. I'm sorry to say, but I think you people are not spending your time in that learning thing. Okay, so Dimple Jha, spend your today Sunday 4-5 hours in the videos, see the document, how the BRD documents can be prepared. I have given you very specific video for case study also. Go through that case study, see how from that case study how you can convert the requirement into the BRD. You will get all the details, and you will be having the confidence to respond, to reply any kind of BA related queries to your interviewer. Okay, please do that. Nobody can stop you. If you have that knowledge, you can convert your knowledge in any domain. Okay, what is the next one? Okay, no matter you're not prepared anytime these documents. Okay, but if you know how to prepare, you can prepare it. See, every time is the first time, right? Why are you afraid in that? Okay. Hey Chetan Patil, hi, thanks for joining. Sir, how is the Salesforce Business Analyst certification? हाँ अच्छा है, but it will restrict you to that Salesforce related domain opportunities. Okay, it's good if you already have someone as a reference. If you get that certification and you can avail that opportunity, it's fantastic. And also, if you are really looking as a fresher and you want to go into that particular job only Salesforce, go ahead and that. There could be a lot of opportunities in that area. Okay, but you cannot expect every organization exist in India or abroad is working on Salesforce only. There are a lot of other products. Okay, so your job opportunities will be restricted, but yes, since you have that certification, you will be on top of. If there is an opportunity, you will get that opportunity. Okay, so there is no excuse in that. You will definitely get that. If there is a one opening, you have the certification, you will be preferred. Okay, so go ahead and that, no problem. I am from sales background. Yes, please go ahead, Chetan. I think this could be a fantastic for you. Yes, improve communication skills, improve documentation skills, improve client handling skills, and that's it. And you will be having certification. You will be having a tool knowledge, and nobody will stop you. Okay, Khadir Mohammed. Hi, thanks for joining, Khadir. I have been working in a sales background. Okay, I think it's the same thing Chetan is asking. 6 years, very nice. I have joined a BA course last year in July. I really look at a domain and shift in the BA domain. There is no BA domain. Your sales is a domain. The sales background, right? That's a domain. So you, as per the Chetan is asking, right? He is going to be interested to go for a Salesforce certification. Go ahead and do that because you have that domain knowledge already. It will just converting your knowledge to a technical professional certification that prove you are expert in that area, and along with that SaaS based tool, that source code that is highly demanded. Okay, it could be with less, a little bit opportunities, but whichever companies is having that Salesforce customization, Salesforce implementation, you will be the preferred. Okay, so I think there is no challenges here. I see if you go for that kind of certification and all, there is no limit. Okay, but that the only thing is you will be only demanded for the Salesforce implementation related projects only. Okay, if you want a generic one, then generic one, it's something like you build up your core competencies and then you can fit anywhere. Okay, these all definitely certification will definitely help. It will shortlist, if there are 100 people applying for same job, if you have certification, you will be filtered on top 10. Correct. Hi Dimple, one question: how you will manage UAT testing phase and a new project is started at the same time? Are you going to do the same things, two things? No, right? UAT team is different. Generally, it comes from the client side. So there is a two project. First project reach to the state of UAT, where client side PO or business analyst will be writing the test cases, UAT test cases, and they will execute that test cases. If they face any challenges, they found any issue, they will report to you. Then you will go and validate whether it's really a issue or it's a change request. Client may come with something, oh, I didn't realize that time, now this is the chance. Before going to the production, this is the chance to get it addressed. But it's not an issue because that requirement never came before. So this is the first time coming. You will add as a change request. You will see the impact analysis, feasibility study, and then you can proceed for the implementation. Okay, but UAT testing is something being done by the client side, not from your side. Okay. Project is started, the same new project is started. Yes, get involved in the new project, start interacting with the client, collect the requirement, do the documentation and whatever, and execute the project. Okay. Chetan, yes, thank you. Welcome back. Ram, hi Ram, thanks for joining. How quarterly audits are performed and how it is documented? There is an audit team. There is a dedicated audit teams. Okay, so they audit what? They audit your transactional data. Every ERP system or any web-based or desktop-based applications or mobile-based applications, data will be stored somewhere in the backend database, correct? Cloud-based or local storage-based, correct? That data, if it is a kind of accounting firm, banking firm, or any kind of firm, they want to, every organization want to ensure they have a data which is not being manipulated. When I say manipulated, it means nobody has modified any data intentionally for some reason. So the data which is coming from the front end, when you hit or save or update or submit button, it is getting stored into backend tables. You should not modify. If it is modified, security logs will be created. So any entry of data in your database comes with the security logs. That is what the third party firms, audit log firms, they comes audit your data. Auditing is one of the fundamental process to any organization. They need that kind of certification, organization certification, something is there, or they have been audited by this firm. It increases the trust between the clients for that organization. It ensures the client data is not being compromised, it not being manipulated, PII information, personal information, identifiable information is secured or masked. These some few things been ensured for any by any organization. Okay, so they ensure they hire. It could be two types. It's a self-originated client company itself initiate that audit quarterly, half-yearly, or annually by contracting with any of the firm, audit firm, or client will also sometimes say do this audit with this firm which they have the trust. Either of the case is one of the process to ensure the data is kind of non-compromised. That's the only thing, and it gives some kind of scaling ratings of the company, increase the rating of the company. Okay, so here BA and all nobody comes in picture. Okay, what BA will do in the audit here, you will be having the security logs. That's it. You will be ensuring your application is data being captured in the security logs. Every CRUD operation is going into the security logs. That's the unit to ensure. That's it. Yeah. Thanks. Welcome, Kadir. Thank you. Hey Sabha, hi. Thanks for joining. Hi sir. Which domain is better as a BA, IT? No domain. First of all, no domain. Okay. But specific, it could be a banking and healthcare. Yes. Because banking, healthcare is something challenging little bit, because these companies prefer always the domain expert people. Okay, healthcare also same. US healthcare is another top growing domain. So if you have that domain experience, definitely it's a better, as long as yes, it's very good. But if it doesn't have, don't demoralize. There's a lot of organizations working in the other kind of domains where you might fit. So it's all right. It's a mixed kind of. It's a monopoly, right? It's not like only one domain kind of companies exist. And there are manufacturing organizations, production organizations, these kind of CRO based medicine manufacturing, okay, core gaming companies, okay, then normal software development companies, e-governance, smart city, retail, lot of companies, right? So it depends. I have a graduation BTech computer. Good. Surtaba. Yes. There is no specific domain, but if you get that opportunity to work in a healthcare and banking domain, it will be really good for you. Yes. Try to get that opportunity because this is the high time. As a fresher, if you get chance into move into that domain, your rest of life will be easy. This is the track, railway track. If you get on the right track very beginning itself, you will reach to your destination flawlessly, easy, without hurdle, and you will seeing all your milestones will be achieving slowly. But if the first platform is wrong, you have to get down at some platform, again try to catch a new platform, new train, and all mess. At least my life is like that. Yes, I didn't got that right opportunity at the very first time itself. Okay, so I really all the best for the people who are fresher and looking for their job. I hope you will get the job with your first time, the right path. Okay. Hey Rahul, hi. Could you please elaborate one of the elicitation technique brainstorming? This is what asked in an interview. हाँ तो explain क्या करना है उसमें राहुल भाई? There's a dedicated video I have created for requirement elicitation techniques. Did you go on through that? Huh? Uh, Please go through. Let me give you little information on that. Interview, in-person meetings are the best techniques. As long as your client is comfortable and you are comfortable in whichever mode of communication, it's the best technique. No one else can decide what is the best technique for your project. No one else. Okay, it's you and your client has to finalize that. And every client different. Some clients wish to, oh, you send me document, I will review and get back to you. Somebody say, oh no, set up a meeting and then get it done. Okay, right? So nobody can say you know why you are following this technique, why didn't you follow that technique? Nobody can say that, correct? That's why it's you and the client, which one is best fitting, please go with that. Although I request you to suggest you to go through that video, okay, that I have created dedicatedly. Another one, RSA matrix, I have a dedicated video on that also, I believe. Let me see if I have. I think I have, yeah. RSCI matrix I have, 100% I have. Please go through that, yeah. Okay. Okay, let me just bring on the topic which I have, the project real-time project challenges. Okay, that was the topic I think, right? So real-time project challenges, there are 2 or 3 types of I can categorize. Okay, hi Astha, thanks for joining. There are 2-3 types of challenges majorly. First thing is beginning of the project itself, you face a lot of challenges. That's first category. Second category is middle of your project, and third one is the towards ending of your project. Okay. The first initial phase of the project, what kind of challenges? You're not able to get the time of the client to get the requirements, or whatever the client is giving is keep on changing. You're not able to freeze the requirement. There are 2 major things. And if you have any questions, you don't really get in time of your client to get clarified so that you can move on. These kind of challenges, it's really hard to facilitate, really hard. And what you can do is you should be always writing an email looping all your stakeholders, including your internal project management team. That will ensure you are doing your job, but you are not getting a proper response from the client. That's why if any delay is happening in the project delivery timeline, it's not because of you, it's because of the client. And there could be a number of reasons for that. The reason could be they might be busy, they have some other priorities, they don't have clarity what they want. It could be any reason. But on the other side, the client is saying, no, no, I want everything on this timeline only. It's a problem. It's a very big problem, right? And it's a fixed bid. Means if they have given 1 crore rupees for delivery of a project within the 5 months of time, if they are not giving the requirement very within the timeline, everything will be delayed. Your company will be in loss because you will be keep on working, putting more resources. You have to pay to resources more compared to the amount you are getting from the client, right? It's a total loss. So in this situation, you have to loop your stakeholders, including your internal stakeholders, loop that risk about that requirement the project initiation and the delivery timeline, put that as a risk and keep on circulating that email. Nothing keep in verbal, I'm saying, again repeating. Okay. Second thing, middle of the project. What kind of challenges? See, I am telling you these things, these questions asked in any interview. This is the really challenging questions and very popular question you will get in your interviews. I hope first one is clear. If somebody is not joined that time, please go through this video later, find out that, okay? I think whatever we are discussing so far, that also kind of somehow related to the interview questions only. Yes, of course. Okay. The middle time. It means your project initiated. Assume it's the right time initiated. You reach to the middle of phase where few of requirement has been developed, delivered also client said, oh fantastic. Rest of requirement you are developing. Now again situation came where client is saying, oh, I need some more requirement. Oh, I want to change this requirement. I want to add this also. Oh, I don't want that. Whatever is been already implemented. What you will do in that situation? Any new request, there are two types of request. Altogether, it's a very fresh requirement. Second thing, it's a requirement within existing, but it's the addition of the existing requirement. So in both situations, your effort is going to increase based on the previous committed. Now your question may come, if it is Agile Scrum process, why are you afraid to take up a new change request or new requirement? No, I'm not afraid. If it is a waterfall model, yes, it's a point of consideration and a point of worry because you have a delivery timeline. But the same situation also arises in the Agile Scrum process, right? You will be having a deadline. Even there is no difference between the waterfall or Agile Scrums in terms of a delivery timeline because it's just a change, it's difference, just the execution methodology. But your delivery timeline is same. So if you will be having that change request keep on coming, your delivery timeline will impact and you have to escalate this as soon as to your stakeholders, internal and external both, and show as a risk there is a problem. We cannot keep on accommodating within this timeline these many changes unless if you want to increase the timeline. If you increase the timeline, increase the budget, we are okay to handle. Correct? So as a business analyst or product owner, you just need to highlight to your client and your internal stakeholders politely with mentioning that risk, and that's all. Third thing, when client it gone to reach to that phase of UAT and production movement final, it's a go live time, final go live time. So the client is something saying something miserable. Oh, I want some. Even though we have discussed, it could be genuine also. He didn't realize when he's seeing the final product slowly. Then he realized a full final product, not a piece of. then I don't know, this is something it may be not fitting to these kind of users. It may be not fitting to this kind of market. It, it is targeting some certain market areas and users, but it's not delivering and capturing everything. What you can do that? It's two things. Your system must be scalable. It should be having highly adaptive kind of architecture, so that you can accommodate that thing end of the time. But if it is altogether a new kind of things coming to you, that phase also nothing but you have to again say, boss, this is what we have done so far as per the requirement. If you're saying there is some more requirement has to add to capture that kind of market or that kind of different set of users, we are happy to extend this project. We are happy to accommodate, but the project has to extend a little bit. So even though you reach to the final phase, but you want to go with that piece, another piece of work, then only go to go live. It's up to the client choice. See, as per my understanding, whatever you have, you can push it to the market. At least whichever target users is been suited, that they can start using of that. Rest of people, rest of market concern, you can accommodate into the next release. So it's the piecemeal approach or milestone based releases that can be accommodated anytime. So you have to convince your client, boss, it's for your benefit only. Release whatever we have. Let's start using by the target people who are already we have thought of originally, and whatever that you are thinking as per the new market change and all that, we can accommodate that in the next release. Give us some time, give us little bit more budget, and then delivery timeline. We will accommodate these things also. That's how you can handle that. Okay, so these three phases, only the what is the takeaway? You have to keep on looping your stakeholders and your internal stakeholders with the risk you see in the project. In case of the client is not available, is not giving the clarity on the requirement, or he's keep on adding the requirement middle of the project, he's keep on asking change request in middle of the project, and at the end of the project if he's saying if we need something more or something is not being 100% satisfiable. In either of the situations, this is the thing you have to take away. This is the way you have to come across, and every time you have to be polite. Okay. Some questions came meanwhile. Let's see what are those. Okay, that is done. That is done. Client request entering a Gmail. क्या है? Client has given a request to an institution that by entering a Gmail ID or a student can fetch all the student detail. What will the scope in this? How I can say in this sentence only? Okay, client has given a request to an institution by entering Gmail ID of a student can fetch all the student. What is the problem? Scope is what is that? Oh, this could be one of the use case. It's very simple. It's not even a case study. Okay, guys, this is the kind of a Dimple Jha is having one scenario. Just let's brainstorm on that. Okay, so requirement is client has given a request to an institution that by entering a Gmail ID of a student can fetch all the student details, not all the student detail, all details of that student. First, that fact you have to correct. With one Gmail ID, you cannot associate one Gmail ID to all students, right? So, but yes, with that Gmail ID, you can fetch all the details related to that student. What is that takeaway for us? It means whatever the student registration process we have to build up, we have to keep one thing mandatory field is capturing the email ID. Email ID will be the primary key and mandatory field for any student registration form. What it will do that? So there will be one field enter email. It's a Gmail or Yahoo mail or whatever mail he will add. Correct? Now he will enter first name, last name, address, mobile number, etc., his background details, family details, friend, whatever, likes, dislikes, whatever. Correct? This information will get saved into the student table database. So now I want to fetch student details by the email address. What I will do, I might be having one KPI or a report where I will ask a input parameter as an email. I will pass that email and it will show me everything, whatever you have stored into corresponding database table. That's it. Your job is done, right? This is what this requirement. You just need to make the email address is as a mandatory field, input field while capturing the student detail. Okay. Uh, what else? I'm not able to see the full comments. I don't know why. Now it's came. Yeah. Okay. Dimple Jha, I think I have given your answer. Okay. हंसना मना है मैं तो हंसूंगा भाई Ivan, Nikhil this side. Okay, Nikhil. Okay, Nikhil. Thanks. My question goes like, is the RTM only required for waterfall model? RTM, no, it's not. It's the old technology of requirement traceability matrix. Nowadays, we have a Jira, Rally, and everything that where you can do your project management. Okay. So it's really not required RTM nowadays since we have too many project management tools available, right? AHA, Rally, Jira, correct? Why you need RTM now? You don't need basically, okay? Ram, sir, in RCI matrix document, do we need to mention the task in the which stakeholder are involved or just their names, designing and the code? See, RCI matrix, it depends, yaar. See, you already have a Jira board where you have assigning your stories to your internal stakeholders. Sometimes you can allocate the story to the external stakeholders also. Suppose you are pending a sign off from the client. You can create one task assigned to that corresponding client user on Jira, and it will be start appearing that story into his board, and he can go and review and give the sign off. Correct? See, RSI matrix generally it just for you at the beginning of the phase. If it is really you want to understand your client the first time before starting elicitation and everything, before starting collecting the requirement, that time this is really important so that you will realize to whom you need to keep happy, to whom you want to give importance, to whom you want to keep informed only, and if any kind of people you see, how want to make sure you will not mess with them. Correct? So RSI matrix will help basically to you realize your so I have a separate video, guys. Please go through that. Okay. So there will be on left side you will be having your requirement phase cycles, your SDLC phase cycles, requirement elicitation, one of the phase. You can then other columns RSCI. Then you will mention who is responsible, who is accountable. So you responsible means you will be responsible. You put your name. Who is accountable? It might be project manager because he is that accountable for overall project. Okay, and then consultant. Who with the client name, the SME from the client side to whom you are consulting and collecting the requirement. You put that name. And informed might be the client side some boss who want to be have the awareness what is happening in this project. You keep him informed. Next row, documentation, BRD or FRD, whatever. Similarly, responsible PA and BU will be responsible. Put your name. Like that, you have to keep on. Development. So put your architecture name or team leader name. Who's owning that engineering team. Okay. Like that, you will be having UAT phase. Who's that responsible? It's a UAT client side. You put that name. So that's how overall project level you can maintain the RSCI matrix, of course. Okay. What is next? Why chat doesn't? Okay, got it. Sabah, thanks sir, but getting the bank domain or healthcare domain the initial list the project no. See that's what I told you, Sabah, right? If you are having that, if you are a fresher, nobody will expect you, right? You having already a domain. They will see your skills, whether you are really able to handle or become a shadow resource of the main BA or main senior PO, so that you will slowly learn and then later you can contribute with your individual, right? So it's a matter of your luck. The company is able to give the opportunity, that timing, everything matters here. Okay, that's why if you stick to that domain, it may delay to get that opportunity. Okay, so keep on trying whatever you are desiring, but keep trying other things also. See, if you have that banking MBA in finance or something, it will really help you. It will really help you to get the job, get in the job soon. Okay, but if it doesn't have a simple a BA or a BTech you have done, it really difficult actually. People wants to give that opportunity to the experienced people. That's a hard fact, the bitter truth in the market, what we can say. Hey Astha, hi, thanks for joining. Adil, how to brief Moscow and SWOT technique to interview. I've taken Moscow technique, I have explained. I think SWOT also have explained, Adil, in the video. Okay. Uh, Moscow, let me explain you guys. It may be helpful for you all to, if you face this. See, these are not, don't think these are the silly questions, you know. These questions might appear silly for the people who are well versed and who are having a lot of experience in that area, but for the client, he want to ensure you know these basic things irrespective of how many years experience you have. And if you get failed to explain in a proper way into the interview with respect to of whatever level of experience you have, they will reject you. Okay, so Moscow. Moscow is not the Russian Moscow, okay? So Moscow is a must, should, could, would. This is the prioritization technique. One of the technique, I was liking this before skilled agile certification. When I got chance to get certified into as a skilled agile, and then I got chance to work in the skilled agile portfolio safe model, I skipped that. But before, I was even following the same Moscow technique. Moscow technique basically ensure your requirement are prioritized in a way. The must should be, must requirement, must user story should be immediately taken for implementation. Should means it's important, but it's a second priority. And the must, Moscow must, should, could means it could be a valid requirement, but it's not so important, and that you could put into the third requirement. Example, uh, example, capturing middle name, not is not capturing address into the personal information. It's a could, because a could is not so much essential to run your business, to just capturing your personal during, because personal means contact and email. I'm don't correlate if any retail kind of you are capturing a retail kind of business domain, your address will be mandatory where you will ship your thing. I'm just trying to show you some other way. Think about any other domain project where you're capturing customer personal information, where you just need to maybe through email and the phone number you are contacting. So address is not mandatory. By capturing address, could be a good advice, but it's not so much essential. So that is the could. And should, must, should, could, would means it's required thing. If you do implement today, it's good. Otherwise, there is no harm. You can implement in second phase. It's not in the first phase requirement, but it could be fall into the second phase of requirement. Okay, that's how you prioritize a requirement. So every requirement ID you put that M must, S should, C could, and would में W डाल के छोड़ दो. That way you can filter what are the should, what are the must. Must can be taken up into the immediate action. Should can be prioritized later. Similarly, could and would. That's the hierarchy. Okay. And what is the other thing is you ask. Let me just see. SWOT, right? I think yes, SWOT you ask. SWOT is the analysis of enterprise. It's an enterprise analysis technique. So as a BA, if you client is facing a lot of challenges, he is not able to find where is exactly lacking behind, why is failing is the business, why is getting lost and all that. That way you can, as a consultant, you can go and do that enterprise analysis for him. So SWOT represents strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So you find out what is your core strength of your organization. Keep doing that. Correct? Core of strength. The core strength here also important, right? Like a BA core strength. Core strength always keep with you. That's the what is called, that's the core thing, right? Because of that you are still live, you are still standing. Okay, now when you should list down so that you will not miss of your core strength when you design a new system. Okay, then what are the weakness? You yourself realize you falling somewhere because of this reason. Call it out. You call it out, your weakness. There is no shame. If I am having any weakness, I need to call. Until you don't call out, you will not have a dare or this thing to face it and improve it. Calling out your weakness is very important for any human. As a human also, I'm telling you. Okay, when you call out your weakness, you will be having ability or dare to challenge that and fix it. If you don't realize your weakness, you will be saying, oh, I'm doing everything good, I don't have any weakness. You will never improve. Okay, so weakness, find out so that we can see what we have to cut down, what you have to remove. Opportunities, what we are doing today. If we are only shipping your products through courier services, why can't we have the warehouses and start giving the chance of your consumers to go and pick up also as per their comfortable? Or in reverse way, you are only having stores from where your customers can go and pick up their products which you have shipped, which they have ordered. Why don't you start a courier service so that you can do the door-to-door deliveries? That will improve the customer happiness and save the customer time. It's an opportunity for you, because other kind of organization, other competitor organizations are doing this business. So that's the opportunity for you. Opportunity is your how much you can improve your whatever you are doing, and you can, what are the market you are so far you are not targeting, that you can target, and you can make more profit. You can make more customers, different kind of customers also in your business, and make them happy and improve your business. Customer happiness is very equally correlated to the your business, your profit. Okay, another point is, what are the threats? Threats could be political threats, it could be internal and external politics. Okay, if any hurdles are there, like your software, your machinery, your infra as a roadblock, that's also threat for you. Okay, you have to list down all those threats. How to handle those political issues, you have to come up with the approach. Although you will not be giving everything as a solution, political threats and all, what you will give the solution. Yeah, you will be able to handle the strength, weakness, and opportunities. Threats is something you just need to highlight and let it be handled by the corporate lawyers, the business people. They will handle that. But if you can capture and just highlight them, it will be good, right? Okay, so this is the sort. I hope I'm clear, Adil. I hope you will be, when whoever is going to ask this question by the interview, they will be able to respond with examples. Okay, what is the next question? Sorry, I'm not able to. Okay, now it's got the chat. Okay, Uh, okay. Astha, what is that? I have a question regarding a sprint. Suppose we have completed development and now have some bugs and which was not completed in the sprint and the sprint is ending today. Now it is कुछ भी नहीं है. See these things comes actually. We should avoid. But if any issue has been identified, create as a bug, handle into next sprint. Not a problem. Okay. If your immediate after every sprint your piece of work goes to the production, don't ship that piece functionality where the bug exists, take it off from your release, or in your release note highlight that there is an existing bug. Do you really want to push it to production? If client says yes, push it to with that disclaimer, this is the bug exists, don't complain to us back. If they say no, first fix is then ship it, then you move out that sprint, that user story to next sprint, fix that bug, and then ship into the next sprint. It's very simple. Okay. Harsh, what is the product and project roadmap? There is no difference as long as project and project are similar. If there is a product which is having multiple projects, it means every module of the every module of the product has been created or being developed by different team with the concept of a different project. Every project will have a different timeline which should match your product timeline. So your product you want within 1 year, December 23, whereas it is having a separate module and every module may be having interdependencies that you will highlight with this. So every product will have a milestone. So I will deliver my project within this timeline and milestone. Another module will be delivered into middle of the milestone timeline. Another will be last and then at end. Okay. So that way also you will see within each project no conflict also there. It all will be if this second project which will be having a dependency with the first one, it should be accommodated and initiated first rather than the second one. It requires a lot of brainstorming. People has to involve, thorough think process, detail out what the requirements you have, every minute level details, API integration details, and then you see whatever the requirements are interdependent or independent. Independent can be taken up any point of time, whereas the interdependent things has to be taken up logically so that we can remove the dependency. So product roadmap, if it is having multiple projects within the product, your project roadmap should fall and align to your product roadmap. Okay? This is the crisper and simplest way I can answer this. Okay? Subhi, hey, thanks for joining. I will give some interviews, questions, example of product analysis. Product analysis interview questions. क्या है मतलब उसका? Whatever we are discussing, these are the interview questions. There is no certain classification of questions related to product analysis. Product analysis means you are capturing the product requirement. Eliciting, you are gathering, doing some analysis, and come up with either epics or user stories or documentation. These are the three phases only. Either it's a product or project, doesn't matter. Okay? So please don't be confused in these terms. That's why I keep on insisting you people, please go through the videos. Okay? Learn it so that nobody can confuse you. Okay? Nobody can confuse you. So both are similar things. This is the kind of phase during the product analysis you will be analyzing, coming with the as is and to be processes, documentation or creating the epic and user stories. Okay, there is no specific questions I see here. Elicitation techniques is one kind of question, but that is also not so much classified in this, right? It could be a generic question also. It could be generic question also. So you have to, as long as you are aware about these things, it's all same, right? So if you have any question, please ask me. Okay, I might not able to understand a question or whatever I'm explaining, you might not getting that. Okay. हर्ष भाई आई वुड लाइक टू नो अबाउट द टाइम एस्टिमेशन. हाँ, टाइम एस्टिमेशन का कुछ नहीं होता है यार. सी, if you know what kind of requirement you have to deliver, oh, I have to create 5 wireframes, I have to create 10 APIs, I have to create 15 or 20 tables and all that. You will be able to estimate that work with your architecture or engineering team. They will give some effort estimation. Oh, one screen design and time, it will take around 2 weeks of time. So 10 screens, 20 weeks. One table design require 2 days of time. So 20 tables, 40 days. Okay, like that you will be having and put in the frame in a kind of Excel sheet, right? List of requirements, how much time it is taking, and then you will be able to get, oh, for my project this is the total time I want and I can deliver these all requirement with this list of resources, a 5 developer, 1 QA, 1 DBA, I can deliver within 8 months. That is what you have to do. Okay, what is the next one here? Okay, Harsh, I think I have answered you. Sanjay Patnaik, hi, thanks for joining. What is the difference between rollout and piloting? Some stages of the project. Some stages of the waterfall mode, waterfall methodology, it is having the project life cycle, right? That's the project life cycle, yeah. It's not changing by calling up for some stages. These are the stages: requirement gathering, document analysis, documentation, development, QA testing, UAT, production, movement, and then support and maintenance phase. यही होता है, ठीक है ना. और आपका जो the first question is what is that between rollout and piloting. Rollout means you are rolling out your product for market consumption. It means you are just moving your project for the production consumption. Piloting means you're just releasing it for pilot. It means it's not a full-fledged, it could be a pilot project. It's not going to for end customer. It will be a pilot project. It may be for internal teams. They will see how it is look and feel, how the functionality is implemented, it looks good or not. See, your piloting could be your UAT. Pilot project you cannot move to the production. And if suppose that is the case also, you can call it as the MVP, minimal viable product. It means you are not releasing everything, okay, but you are releasing few piece of information, few piece of functionalities, so that customer can start utilizing that less few functionalities from day one itself. Okay, so pilot project doesn't have everything in that, but it will be having very less functionality, where rolling out means you have everything, you're rolling out for production. Okay, what is the next question? Okay, Nikhil again. Hi Nikhil, as a BA do we need perform gap? Yes, you have to do on every project. Yes, you have to do that gap analysis, you have to do. Gap analysis generally happens in the product-based things where there is existing product and the client is saying something new. There you need to see whether the client requirement is going to fit within your existing product functionalities or not. If not, what kind of customization you need to improve to and to fit to the client requirement. That is how the gap analysis. Okay, it could be the front-facing some changes or back-end table changes, API changes. It could be anything. Okay. A gap analysis, I think I already created one video, guys. Please go through. If you doesn't find, please comment me out. We can have one more detailed session on the gap analysis, okay? But I'm sure I have discussed too many times in this, okay? Adil, I'm sorry, bhaiya. Why I'm asking silly? No. There is no silly question, Adil. Okay, there are always good questions. Okay, because I have been asked interview because nowadays some company doesn't employ to a specific role. They want to. Correct. I one of my friend been asked, he need to have that Java coding skill also. I mean, if he will do the Java coding, what developer will do? Huh? Tell me. And it's not a small company. It's a good company, very good company, a big company. But he's asking BA itself. He himself write the Java code also. I'm seriously surprised. Then why can't we do coding also, right? Why they will not hire any coder. They will hire only BA who will collect the requirement and write the code also. Okay. So these are things happening, guys. What we can do is a competitor, they want to make more profit with the less resources. These all things are there. What we can do here. Yeah. That's why setting up a parallel some business also is very good idea. It's always a good idea to set up some personal business. MBA चाय वाला बीटेक पानी पूरी वाला नया हुआ एक आ गया देखो बीटेक पानी पूरी पता नहीं why you are doing a BTech then. If you do sell a pani puri, then why you are doing a BTech? Does it really require that BTech certification? No, right? So if you really want to do a business, go ahead and do that business. Please go ahead and do that business. I also personally like the business. Okay, I might be looking some opportunities, but I'm not getting. Okay, so sooner or later you realize if it is not fitting to your career, your goals, your financial needs. It's your life, yeah. You want to do a business, do it. If you want to be stick in the job, do it. Nobody else should be suggesting. Okay, but the question here is, if you really want to do a business in a way for such kind of business where really doesn't require any kind of a specific skills or education, don't waste your time. Till the time you will getting that certification, you might have run the business, uplift your business at top already. Correct? Time in the business, time is matter. Today you set up a business, and the person who will set up a business 4 years later, you will be more experienced, more known face in the market compared to the person who is setting a business 4 years later. Correct? That's why my intention. Okay, nothing else. How to improve English? Boss, there is no shortcut on that. You have to keep on discussing with your friends, irrespective, they will laugh initially on you, doesn't matter, it's your requirement. Start talking, start speaking in your college, in your friend circle. Okay, sometimes call customer care also. I did these things in my BTech. Yes, that way you will get the what level of your communication skills. If they are able to understand your sentences, your communication, it means you have that level of the person to whom you are speaking, he will understand you. Okay, see, listening is more easy compared to speaking because you have to do sentence formation and you have to have that vocabulary in place. Vocabulary for Indians people, the Hindi medium people, I am also Hindi medium, for us the big challenge is the vocabulary. When you try to say something, if you don't getting the word, what is that vocabulary of that word, you will fail to frame that sentence. So yes, Hindi medium people, it's difficult, it's challenging. Whereas CBSE, ICC board people, they have a strong vocabulary, they speak flawlessly. Correct? but start doing that from your with your family members, with your friends circle, in your college, in your institution, wherever you get chance. Try to speak in English in front of mirror. Start watching Hollywood movies and reading newspaper also is a good thing, guys. Okay, please do that, and it will not come in day one. Okay, it will slowly come only. Can you please suggest me some project name that helps me to crack the interview? Some project name. Man Pathak, I don't know project name. No, I don't know what you mean by that. Project name that helped me to crack the interview. Cracking interviews doesn't require any project name, boss. You have to have that skills to face. See, you keep on applying for a 1 month, and suppose you got one opportunity to explain your show off your skill set, and if you get failed, it's a big failure for you. If you get that opportunity, you should be able to crack that interview. That much level of skills you have to develop. You will not get chance you will get once. Okay, so be prepared for that one chance at that level. If you get that, you will not lose that. Okay, you build up your core competencies. I am again keep on saying and saying, but I don't know what is that restrictions. People, you are not able to get that level of what I'm trying to pour it here. Okay. Okay, Sabha, hi. Can you please tell about impact analysis and example? I will do that. I have, I think, explained this all impact analysis. Okay. The feasibility study, impact analysis, this is all I have explained that. Please go through my previous videos. Sabha, I will request you. But if you doesn't found, we can discuss in the next week. Okay. But I have explained that very clearly in one of the video. Very clearly, detailed way. Okay. Please go through. Okay, internal stakeholders are involved in the piloting and external in the rollout. External rollout are the main clients. Okay, the people who are really want to see the final product. Okay, so that's the people who want to see your rollout, final product. Okay, Sanjay, I'm responding to your question. Okay, see, your pilot project doesn't mean only stakeholders. The example I have given you, MVP. If it is your pilot project is about the MVP, it means that it is going to hit to the end client only, end client also. So here in a pilot project, if it is being based on the MVP, it's the end consumer. Only the difference is he will see the less functionality, but he can manage the daily work. Where the main rollout will be having everything, and he can do whatever he want to do flawlessly and with the full exploration. That is the only difference. Okay, so in both cases, end customer can involve, as long as if the your pilot project is having the MVP key points, key functionalities. If it is not, if it is only for the sake of displaying your capability, displaying what the way you are coming with the solution, the functionality, only going to reviewed by the internal stakeholders, the client side, yes, there is no end customer in that case. Okay, if it is just for testing. Okay. Khadir Mohammed, what is your profession? I'm a business consultant, product owner in one of the company. Okay, I'm a BTech IT. Okay. What is API? Yogesh, please go through that API video. It's very detailed, dedicated video I have created. Okay, please go through that. If you still have any questions, you can always ask. Okay. Yes, thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. You got the point. Okay, great. So, guys, let me see quickly if any further question I missed from the last comment. I said SQL. A question that's very really good. So, Rajat, I don't know you joined today's call or not. Sir, मैं आर्ट बैकग्राउंड से हूँ. एसक्यूएल, पावर बीआई, पाइथन स्किल पूरा कंप्लीट हो गया है. बहुत अच्छी बात है. सी you already build up knowledge what client customers companies are looking for. मैं अप्लाई कर सकता हूँ क्या बीए के लिए? क्यों नहीं कर सकते हो? देखो, इसमें आप जाओ डेटा एनालिटिक्स साइड में, rather than these kind of BA, go to the generic, go to that business BI, business analytics, data scientist, that kind of, because you have a knowledge of SQL and Power BI. So Amazon, Flipkart, this kind of Uber, these kind of companies who play with the data, please go through that. Okay, that kind of companies, you will definitely get chance. Okay, apply as a fresher, no problem. Okay, apply as a fresher. It's just one right track. It will take you the long journey, guys. Okay, so if you are able to crack that interview as a fresher in a right track company, go for that. Okay, rather than compromising your core interest area, compromising your core skills, and getting hired in a company where you really doesn't like or not matching to your skills and all that, it will definitely impact your long time career. Okay, so Rajat, if you are in the call, please go with that, start applying into data analytics kind of role, since you have a SQL, Power BI, Excel knowledge. Okay, Amazon, Flipkart, Uber, these kind of companies definitely help you. They will hire you. JAD, joint application development, required in every project, and read afterwards. Thanks, Nikhil. Read afterwards. See, these are the terms actually. Previously, we have seen a lot of. If you really want to go through that, like companies are still doing that, it might be doing, but I'm telling you, as long as you are comfortable to bring your stakeholders, stakeholder means your engineering team, your architecture, some of your key SMEs on one platform, start discussing whatever you want. This is nothing but the joint application development. Okay, so you can call it brainstorming session, or if you put your development team also here, it will become a JAD, joint application development, where you will be telling your requirement, architecture similarly throw the idea of the architecture, and your coder will start writing the code. Okay, it could be a 2 days, 3 days a week session where you trying to handle and rectify some complex issue. Okay, it doesn't happen every day. When you really face any challenges, complex issue, that time only it happens. Okay, Rishabh, our requirement specification documents and FRS are the same. Requirement specification see, FRS, functional requirement specification, FRD, functional requirement document, FSD, functional specification document, all are same. It's just a different 3 names called by different companies in their approach. Okay, Kadir, what is the role of BA in a product based company or service based company? How difficult is comparing both? There is no difference. In client based, service based companies, it will be little hectic for the BA, and it will be little challenging for the BA, because for the 9 months, 8 months, 10 months, he will be working on one project, and then he will move on the next project. Okay, whereas the product based company, it will be working for a longer term within one product, because you are developing a product for that company itself, not for any client. And to another difference, the service based company, you will be really interacting with the real client, whereas a product based company, you might be interacting, requirement gathering, everything within the internal SMEs, because it's an internal product for that company. Correct? That's the only difference. Okay, so I think we are good for today, guys. Thanks for joining. Please put your questions. We can pick up into the next live session. Keep learning, guys. Keep sharing these videos with your friend and circle. And thank you very much, guys. I keep on posting some kind of other stuff also. If you really like that, also please go through that. It could be motivational, some stories and all that, hacks and all that. Please go through that also. Could be some entertainment kind of thing. But please focus, as all BA aspirants, please focus on the videos and core, learning things first. Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend. Happy Sunday, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.